welcome back to Let's Play Legacy of the Wizard. I am Brick Road. This is Big Papa Xemn. Big Papa Xemn is the patriarch of the Wherein family. He's the only character who can use the glove, and this being Legacy of the Wizard, the glove is the hardest item in the game to learn to use. Like a huge learning curve. And of course, because this game is so inscrutable, in Xemn's part of the dungeon are some of the most useful items in the game. Obviously. So you kind of have to learn to use the glove first. Like, the game puts that challenge right up front. And if you can't handle that, it's like, why are you playing Legacy of the Wizard? You know what I mean? Because I still have relatively full life and magic, I am going to try to get as much gold as possible in Xemn's area of the dungeon, because I've got to do some shopping in the next segment. So hopefully I get enough gold and won't have to just run around and kill monsters forever, because that would be awful. Alright, here's how the glove works. You can push those blocks around. Isn't that lovely? Now, why the glove is so difficult to use... Ooh, the scroll makes you run super fast. That's actually more of a hindrance than a help, especially playing the game at super speed. The reason the glove is difficult to use is because most of your special item buttons are used with the jump button, which kind of complicates things. The NES only had 2 buttons to use, so it did kind of make things very tricky. So using the glove to push blocks around is very difficult, and it has a large learning curve, and it's very easy to screw something up and then have to start a screen over from the beginning. For example, this block here, if I need to jump on it to get up here, right? But if I'm holding down the jump button, when I walk into it, it'll push it. So I've got to take my little selection thing up here, put it on an empty box so I don't accidentally push it somewhere I don't need it. Did that make sense? No? Then welcome to the club, because it didn't make sense to anybody else either the first couple of 100 times you play Legacy of the Wizard. Once you learn how to use the glove, it's kind of all... Okay, this part sucks. It's kind of all downhill from there, because like I said, the glove is the hardest to use. Because now I've got to push that block over to the right, but I don't want to push this block above me anywhere. So I've got to try to jump, switch in midair. Oh, that missed. That's bad. Let's see if I can just get up there. Nope, I accidentally pushed that block out of the way. That's terrible. This is going to take forever. Xemn's part of the dungeon is very long. There we go. It's extremely long just because there's so many of these little block puzzles in it. And they're not very difficult to figure out. I mean, once you know kind of how the glove works, it's not that bad. Secret passage to get a secret treasure. Those are the star shoes. Star shoes are pretty awesome. I'll show them off here in a little while. I did get an item towards the beginning of this video. That's the crossbow. I won't need that for a while yet. I will be using that much later in the Let's Play. But for now, it is glove time. Now, the glove responds to whichever direction you had most recently pushed on the D-pad. For example, if I jump on this block, after I push to the right, the block will move to the right, which is where I need it. If you moved it to the left instead, congratulations, now you're stuck. And that's awful. I need to get some health and magic back, so let's stay at the inn real quick. Which will let me also equip my star shoes. Star shoes, when you have them equipped, lets you jump on monsters, so you can kill them without using up your magic points. I need to move this block over so I can use it as a step ladder. Oh good, poison! There's that poison I was looking for. Glad I found that. Okay. Spikes only damage you when you walk on them, but if you hold the up button, they don't damage you at all. That's a little Legacy of the Wizard trick that you would never figure out on your own. And yes, there are points in the game where you are forced to walk on spikes. But there's also a lot of points in the game where you're forced to take damage. So it kind of evens out, you know what I mean? I am not happy with my gold situation. I need, like, way more gold than that. So, It's like, that's one of the things about this game, is, and if you don't read my blog, you don't know I've already talked about this, but planning a route in this game is so difficult because so much of the game is locked up in these levels, and if you don't have the proper items, you can't actually go anywhere, you know what I mean? It doesn't do you any good to go into a level if you don't have the proper items, and of course, the, best items in the game are all hidden in completely the wrong levels. Like, Xemn's area here, in a perfect world, you would do this area last, so Xemn could fight the most difficult boss, because he is the most powerful character. He does the most damage with his attacks. But if you do hit that level last, you don't get the, there's a hole here somewhere. I need to make sure I jump over it. Ah, cool. I did jump over it. Oh, there's holes here too, though. And a magic potion, which I'll probably never need to use. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Xemn is the most powerful character. You do want him to use him to fight the last of the 4 crown bosses in the game. So, let's get this right. Push right. Then jump. There we go. You can actually get stuck there eternally if you push the block the wrong way, and you're just screwed. So you can't do Xemn's level last, because you've got to go to his area first to get some items. But you can't do his level first, because you kind of want him to be the last character to get a crown, because that's when you fight the most difficult of the 4 bosses. If that didn't make sense to you, join the club, because, I don't know, the whole point is, I guess, you're supposed to come do this area with all these tricky block puzzles, and then you're supposed to go do the rest of the game, and then you're supposed to come back here and redo all the tricky block puzzles. I don't like that option, for obvious reasons. So I did select a route which is going to require some, not luck manipulation, because I don't know how to do that, but it is going to require some, well, some luck. I mean, that's the only word for it, which is too bad, because it feels like I need, that's not what I wanted to do with this block at all. Now I think it's stuck there. Come here, cat lady. Yeah, you have to die down, or give me a bag of gold. There we go. Oh, God, that's not the right place for that block. Now I gotta redo this whole section. See how that works? You screw up once on a block puzzle, and you gotta start over from the beginning. Well, the beginning of that one screen, you know. Anyway, so the item that Xemn needs in this level is the pickaxe, also called the mattock. And he needs this item so his daughter can go into her level later on and make some headway. You also need the mattock because some of the most useful items in the game are hidden behind secret passages that you cannot take without it. So you kind of need to get the mattock before you do anything else useful in the game. Lil's also, Lil being the little girl character, she's one of the weakest characters, so you kind of want to fight her boss, if not first, as close to first as possible. Like, I think the way the game wants you to do it is to do Pochi's level first, and then do Lil's, and then do the Mother's, and then do Xemn's last. But of course you can't do Xemn's last, because this is where you get the mattock and some other useful items. So you kind of see how Legacy of the Wizard, plays with your emotions, and super speed is hard enough without also having to pick up these scrolls which increase your running speed. That just kind of complicates things. Come on, I want to push that down. Like at a downward angle would be nice. That's not right at all. Come on, Xemn, what are you doing? There we go. That's exactly what I want. And just make sure that we don't push them out of the way now. We can use them as stepping stones. Nice. The other cool thing you can do with the block is crush enemies with it. Come here, you. Gotcha. Haha. Oh, you're gold. Sweet. I love gold. Gold is great.